Shri Gurubhyo Namaga. So, first part we saw the introduction and the explanation how the women were travelling, and this is a second part. We will be going for the second part today. Part 2. Navika Sagar Parikrama women as a project undertaken in consonance with the national policy to empower women to attain their full potential. The project is considered essentially towards promoting ocean sailing activities in the Navy while depicting Government of India's trust for Nari Shakti women power, said Chief of the Naval Staff Admiral Sunil Lanma in his welcome speech. You know that this Navika Sagar Parikrama women's project is undertaken. This had been taken by Indian government to empower the women to attain their full potential. So, this is purposefully taken for the empowerment of women to attain their full potential. The project is made successful by 6 women, and Nari Shakti means women power, and they want to make the women a powerful agent in our nation. So, they are given more chances for the women, and it had been taken place. The voyage was aimed to showcase Make in India. So, Make in India is a project made by Modi ji, and for that naval purpose they made the empower women to attain such things. Initiative by sailing on board indigenous built INS Tarini. The special features of this sailboat is that it encouraged use of environment friendly, non-conventional renewable energy resource such as the wind, collected and updated meteorological ocean and wave data on regular basis for accurate weather forecast by India Meteorological Department, IMPD, and also data for monitoring marine pollution on high seas. The first boat sail was not like that, but the Tarini was made in such that advanced technology had been used. They can communicate for many nations through that, and other meteorological updates, ocean and wave data regular basis, and accurate weather forecast. This all been made by the department. The other nations and other department person were just making it, and it was so useful. Indian Navy's all men women crew was the first ever to circumnavigate the globe, skipped by Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi. The all women team has also led Pratibha Jamal and Swati P and Aishwarya Pupadi, Vijaya Devi and Payal Gupta as its crew members. So, 6 crew members, 6 of them all women were taken place the thing. The crew started their voyage on 10th September 2017 from Goa. So, they started on 10th September 2017 from Goa, flagged off by the Defence Minister of India. It was flagged when something has been started, a guest will be just waving the flag. So, like that Defence Minister of India waved the flag and they started their journey. It was a history day. So, in a history it was a day because women empowerment had been taken place, which would be marked in navigation history, and globally it covered the expedition in 5 legs with stopovers at 4 ports. So, 4 ports they were stopping. That 4 ports were Fremantle, Australia, Leonton, New Zealand, Port Stanley, the Falklands and Cape Town, South Africa, for replenishment of ration and repair as necessary before returning to Goa in April 2018. They went around the globe within 254 days. So, they taken 254 days and reached Goa port on 21 May 2018. The 6-member women crew broke many stereotypes during their record-setting sail. India's all-women Navy crew who went around the world in 254 days have shared their experience about their great voyage in an interview through their personal experience. We really come to know their hardship and unpredictable challenges they have faced all through their expedition. See, as they were going on a journey of 254 days, and after successfully finishing the course, when they came, there was an interview, and already I said there was two parts in this lesson. One is a prose part, the other one is an interview. When a question is asked, how they were answering. So here they were questioned, how well were you acquainted with the sailboat before you took up the task? So they were asking how you acquainted. Now if you pass 10th standard with a good mark, you will be questioned how you got this mark. Then you will be giving an explanation, day and night I was learning, my teachers were helping, my parents were helping. You have your own history and your own details will be just giving to them. So same way the question was asked to them, how well were you acquainted with the sailboat before you took up the task? And Vartika Joshi was the commander in chief. She was answering to the question, none of us was acquainted with the sailboat. So they were trained in some other thing, but they were not trained in sailboat. None of them were not trained in sailboat or ocean. Going boat, none of us had sailed before. So before this first journey, they have never traveled or sailed in the sailboat, but that was the first experience for them. And women officer allowed entry in compact platform as yet. At first it was difficult to take the boat out to sea from one point to another, but we slowly built upon it through 3 years of training. So first taking the boat to the sea and just going and bringing back to the place is very difficult for them, and they took 3 years training in that. And second question was put to them, can you tell us about the training you have undergone before this expedition? Vartika Joshi, we started with some theoretical courses on navigation, communication and weather prediction. Classroom courses are different from sailing outside. So we were given hands-on training like how to repair things and how to deal with emergencies when the weather gets rough. If there is medical emergency, and training was needed in tactical aspects as well. So here when you learn something theoretically, it is different. So theoretically you can say that you can push the boat and you can just sail the boat and you can rush the boat and you can do it all. But when it comes as practical, it is very difficult, and the same way they faced all the difficulty. You just think over 254 days sailing, they will be sick and they will be not feeling well and they will be having all troubles, maybe having cyclone or maybe having heavy wind. So all the things they must face. We underwent our basic sail training courses in Mumbai. So they went basic training course in Mumbai at the Indian Naval Watermanship Training Center, INWTC. So it is an abbreviation you may get in your exam. INWTC means Indian Naval Watermanship Training. And at various schools in the Southern Naval Base in Kochi, we even sailed on INSV Mahedi to Mauritius in 2016 and 17. And back and also Cape Town in December 2016, we were trained for almost 3 years to prepare for the voyage. Since the boat was old, it had minor leaks and repairs. Also we ran out of water and food soon. So the trip was tutorial for us on how to manage food, water and even electricity during the big voyage. So here when they were sailing, they had shortage of food, they have shortage of water and electricity, but they were just managing, and when they were managing in this small sailboat, it will be a good experience when they are going on a voyage in a big ship. So that was the thing they were saying. What was the selection process? How they have been selected? That was a question asked by the interviewer and she was answering. Aishwarya, one of them, was answering. Out of the 30 women who had applied, so how many of them applied? 30 women were applied. 6 of us were shortlisted based on the little survival skills we showcase. The crew was mentored by Commander Dilip Dond, but after I was told about the flare-ups at sea, I even had second thought about joining the team. So here there were 30% applied and only 6 women were selected. Out of 30, only 6 had been selected. How did your family members react when you told them about this expedition? You know that mostly family members will not allow others to go out. How they got the chance? This was the thing, and it was the chances for the others. Our families did have a hard time, but that was because most of them had never seen the sea. 4 of us are from the mountains. The first time my parents saw the ocean was when I invited them to visit. But once they saw that we were doing well and looking after ourselves, they were quite supportive. They were apprehensive and supportive too. So here out of 6, 4 women were from the mountain, and their family had not seen the ocean at all. It was the first time, and when they were just saw the first time, they were seeing these girls how they were women's working, and they had a confidence on them and courage on them. So they allowed and they were supportive to them. So they were apprehensive and supportive too, and they encouraged and they were just helping them to go on that, and they gave permission for them. So as questions for the day. So you have listened so much things, and you have all the doubts. You can clarify by just making a call to me if you have any doubt. So here you are having questions for the day. You can answer these questions if possible. Where did the crew undergo their basic training? How long were they trained to understand this voyage? Which skill was considered important in the selection process? Who mentored the crew? So these were the questions. You can write the answers. Thank you. We will continue in the third part.